What's up YouTube, how you guys doing today? And welcome back to my channel. Today I actually wanted to use this platform to work on something creative, cinematic, whatever. But one of the main things that I was thinking is like, I need to learn more. I need to practice more. I need to know all the technicals. So I decided to do sort of a video essay type thing on what makes a good shot a great shot. So let's go ahead and start with the video. Yeah. Anyways, one of the main skills that I wanted to master, because I think is a very crucial skill to learn, is composition. Now, after doing a little bit of research from composition, or what it takes to make a good composition, I wanted to go ahead and bring just a little bit of information and different things that I learned and things that I think are important to make a good composition. So first things first, what does composition mean, or what is the meaning of the film composition? So I actually Googled this information, and pretty much is pretty accurate to what it actually means. So if I look into my little journal here, because yes, I did write it out, shut up, I like to write things, so don't judge me. Anyways, so composition refers to how the element on screen, such as actors, scenery, and props, appear respect to each other and within frame itself. So taking that into consideration, pretty much composition is you putting together your scene like a puzzle. So if you think of like your actor as one piece, and then your props, or your maybe other actors, or maybe the scenery, or you know, it depends on the story that you're trying to tell. Depending on what you want to focus on, that is going to be one of the main things that you'll have to consider while composing your composition. It's kind of like music. You kind of put notes and different things together. You play strings certain ways. It's the same way, but you do it with cameras, audio, props, actors, background, you name it. Anything that you can see with the camera or within the scene, that is the little puzzle piece that you have to figure out how you want to put it to tell the story. So let's think, what is the first thing that we should think of when composing our shot? Now, in my opinion, with my research that I did, one of the main things that came up a lot was the rule of thirds. Now, if you guys don't know what the rule of thirds is, pretty much dividing your shot into three different pieces, or three different sections, you know, horizontal and vertically. So let me cut that right there. I had about 5 minutes of me just talking about the rule of thirds, but when I was editing it, it didn't make any sense. So I actually wanted to show you what the rule of thirds can do for your scene by playing one of Hitchcock's greatest movies, or a scene from one of his greatest movies, Psycho.
Well, I run the office and tend the cabins and grounds and do little errands for my mother, the ones she allows I might be capable of doing.
Do you go out with friends?
Well, a boy's best friend is his mother. You've never had an empty moment in your entire life, have you?
Only my share.
So if we take a look at this scene, this is actually one of the easiest examples of what the rule of thirds can do for your scene. If we take a look at what Hitchcock is doing in this scene, he's putting these characters in these intersections to show you what direction each character is facing and where each character is within the layout of the scene. Now, the rule of thirds can give you a sense of direction of where the character is going, where his next step is going to be, or even can be used as a form of trapping the character. Now, there is a lot of things that the rule of thirds can do for you, so let's go ahead and take a look at another example. Now, this next clip is from Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. Roll the clip. So I know I said that by putting the characters in the intersections, you can give a sense of direction to where the character is going. And with what we see here with Stanley Kubrick, the scene, you can see that he centered the shot so you can kind of see a sense of direction using not the lines that we have here, but the lines of the hallway. If you notice, you can see that there's lines pointing to the direction. Pretty much the hallway is showing you, hey, this is where the thread is. This is where you should be looking at. Now in this scene, he's centering the main character in the middle to show you his reaction, because that's the main focus of this shot, is his reaction to what he sees in the hallway. So now if we take into account both of the scene, the one from Alfred Hitchcock and the one from Stanley Kubrick, they're using the rule of thirds not as a rule, but more as a guideline to show you where the character is looking at, the sense of direction. It's give you a sense of, hey, look at this, hey, look at over here, hey, look at what I'm showing you here. It's more of like using these lines to point at the object that you're trying to bring attention to. Now with the example with Stanley Kubrick, what he uses is that he uses natural lines, for example, the lines from the hallway. And on this example as well, I'm trying to use the line of the cable that is running to the TARDIS to show you, hey, look at what I'm pointing, which pretty much is the TARDIS. Now you can get a little bit creative with the rule of thirds. For example, in this shot, we have two different shots technically, a half or a medium shot with the doctor and a full body shot with River on the background. So you can get a little bit creative with framing your shot. For example, right now I have both of the characters within the intersections and it still looks like a very interesting shot. It's just a matter of knowing what's going to work for your story or what's going to tell your story better. Now this shot brings me over to my next topic, which is balance. So let's think about it. What does balance bring to the table to make a good shot a great shot? Let's think about the actors, the table, the chair, the apple, the whatever you want to put in your scene. Let's think about those things as the weights on the scale, right? So you want to place those items evenly, ways out the scene. And if you don't know what I mean about that, let me show you a couple things that I came up with as well. If you actually have been looking, I kind of framed this shot right in the middle. Hopefully I was able to nail it. If I did, like it. If not, that's completely fine as well. But anyways, let's look at a couple of examples that I made. So first, let's take a look at this example right here. I evenly divided this shot in half, showing the edge of the shelf on one side and me on the other side, evenly dividing the shot in half and bringing a balance to the shot. So if we actually take a look at this scene right here, if we put the rule of thirds, you'll be able to see that I'm using the intersections to place the characters. Now if we divide the scene in half, now we get to see that both of the characters have their own space within the scene, as well as it brings a balance to the shot. Now the really awesome thing about this is that it is pretty much up to you or where you want to put those items to balance your scene. Now, there's a lot of things that you can use. Obviously, you can use the actors, props, anything that you can pretty much fit on your scene. Another thing that you can use as well, and actually will bring me over to my next topic, is contrast. Contrast in your scene, in my opinion, might be a really, really important thing, especially if you really want to, captivate your audience, or if you really want to just, go the extra mile to make that scene great or awesome, or not even awesome, amazing. But let's talk about contrast. Now, with contrast can actually be a lot of things. If you really think about it, could be objects, could be the size of the objects, could be the color of the objects, could be, woman and a female. That's the same thing. Contrast can be literally a lot of things. For example, it could be the size of the object, it could be the color of the object, it could be, a male and then a female. It could be, there's a lot of things that you can pretty much add to contrast, or to contrast different things. You just have to think about what is the opposite to maybe the color red, or maybe what is the opposite to the object that you have in display if it calls for the story, or what is the color of the object that you're shooting. There's a lot of things that you have to think about with contrast, and to be able to find those things and to be able to incorporate them into your shot, I think will bring a different sauce, let's put it this way, a different sauce to your food, or to your shot, or whatever. You can pretty much add a contrast to anything if you really, really think about it. But mainly we're talking about movies here. I don't know why I'm going with food, and I'm probably hungry. Anyways, so if you really think about it, contrast can be a lot of things, and you can pretty much add them to a different amount of things. One of the most common uses of contrast in film is color contrast. For example, a lot of cinematographers use a yellow/orange or a blue/magenta looking color with their lights to be able to separate the foreground from the background. Now, you don't have to stick with the orange and blue colors. You can switch the colors to whatever suits your story. Whatever your story calls for, you can use the different colors to contrast each other to make your story different, or make it feel different. So if I take into consideration everything that I talked about when building my shot, I think I should be able to nail the perfect shot and the perfect composition, let's put it that way. So these are the three things that I wanted to talk about, and the three main things that I took away from my research of finding what makes a good shot a great shot. So I hope you guys learned a little bit. I hope everything that I talked about, or something, at least something that I talked about, made sense, and that you guys were able to take something out of this. I will probably be making more videos like this, more like video essays. I think this is a video essay. Hopefully it is. If not, then I completely failed. But that's the main thing that I want to use this channel for, is to try different things. And if I fail, I failed. And if I succeeded, then awesome, great. I learned something new in this industry, and pretty much in what I want to do. So if you guys like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. Don't forget to share, subscribe if you guys haven't already, and let me know what other topics you guys want me to cover, either audio, which I'm a little bit afraid of, what else can I talk about? I kind of actually want to redo the whole thing with the Cinema 4 and then the SL log, and pretty much log editing and all that. I want to make a little bit more research on it, because I feel like the video that I did wasn't as structurally, anyways, it wasn't great, let's put it that way. So if you guys want to see more, please subscribe if you guys haven't already. Yeah, we will see you guys on the next episode. Hopefully I will have improved my skills here. So yeah, stay tuned. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Peace. Let's go ahead and start with the video. Yeah, let's jump on. Let's go. What the hell, man? My cat doesn't like me. Dude, what's wrong? What? What do you want? Okay, show me. What do you want? What is it? No, I'm not gonna play with you. No. Go away. Go away. Go away. Go away, you. I'm working. Jesus. Anyways.